प्रजनरञ्जना यमुनतीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा श्रील प्रभुपदा जय राधा माधव श्री राधे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. So I would like to welcome everyone for today's Srimad-Bhagavatam class and giving me the opportunity to serve you all. And before I proceed, I can see there are many senior devotees, senior respect intelligent devotional service as well. So, and many of the senior devotees might be online as well. So if I make any mistakes, henceforth, I would request everyone to please forgive me. And if something I speak inspiring, so let us all inspire each other and grow together in a devotional service. So today we will be reading from Canto 4th, Chapter 12th, and text is 43. That is, Dhruva Maharaj goes back to Godhead. Yah kshatra bandhur bhuvi. Maybe you all can repeat after me. Yah kshatra bandhur bhuvi. Tasya ridhum mamar aruksheta. Api varsha pugai shata pancha varsho. Yad ahobhir alpai prasadya vaikuntam avap tatpadam. Yah kshatra bandhur bhuvi. Tasya ridhu man anurukshad api. Varshapu gai shata pancha varsho. Yad ahobhir alpai prasadya vaikuntham avaptat padam. Would someone would like to repeat? Yakshatra bandhur bhuvi tasya dhirudam manvaru rukshid api varshapogai shat pancha varsho yaduhabhar alpai prasadya vaikuntham avapat padam. Vanchur bhutasya dhidum anvaru rukshid api varshapogai Shat pancha varsho yad ahubhir alpai prasadya vaikuntham avapattat padam. Yakshatra bandhur bhuvi tasya dhirudam anurukshid api varshapogai Shat pancha varsho yad ahubhir alpai prasadya vaikuntham avapat padam. Shat pancha varsho yad ahubhir alpai prasadya vaikuntham avapat padam. Yakshatra bandhur bhuvi tasya dhirudam manvaru akshepi varshapogai Shat pancha varsho yada prasadya vaikuntham avapatat padam. Shat pancha varsho yata hobi alpai prasada vaikuntham anavapyamai. Word to word translation. Yah, one who. Kshatra bandhu, the son of a kshatriya. Bhuvi, on the earth. Tasya, of Dhruva. Adhirum, the exalted position. Anu, after. Arurukshet, can aspire to attain. Api, even. Varshapogai, after many years. Shat Panchavarshaha, 5 or 6 years old. Yat, which, Ahobhi Alpahi, after a few days. Prasadya, after pleasing. Vaikuntham, the Lord. Avapa, attained. Tatpadam, his abode. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Dhruva Maharaj attained an exalted position at the age of only 5 or 6 years. After undergoing austerity for 6 months, alas, a great Kshatriya cannot achieve such a position even after undergoing austerities for many, many years. Purport. Dhruva Maharaj is described herein as Kshatra Bandhu, which indicates that he was not fully trained as a Kshatriya because he was only 5 years old. He was not a mature Kshatriya. A Kshatriya or Brahmana has to take training. A boy born in the family of Brahmana is not immediately a Brahman. He has to take up the training and the purificatory process. The great sage Narada Muni was very proud of having a devotee disciple like Dhruva Maharaj. He had many other disciples, but he was very pleased with Dhruva Maharaj because in one lifetime, by dint of his severe penances and austerities, he had achieved Vaikuntha, which was never achieved by any other king's son or Rajashris throughout the whole universe. There is the instance of the great king Bharata, who was also a great devotee, but he attained Vaikuntha Loka in 3 lives. In the first life, although he executed austerities in the forest, he became a victim of too much affection for a small deer. And in his next life, he had to take a birth as a deer. Although he had a deer's body, he remembered his spiritual position. But he still had to wait until the next life for perfection. In the next life, he took birth as Jad Bharat. Of course, in that life, he was completely freed from all material entanglement. And he attained perfection and was elevated to Vaikuntha Loka. The lesson from the life of Dhruva Maharaj is that if one likes, one can attain Vaikuntha Loka in one life, without waiting for many other lives. My Guru Maharaj, Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, used to say that every one of his disciples could attain Vaikuntha Loka in this life, without waiting for another life to execute devotional service. One simply has to become as serious and sincere as Dhruva Maharaj. Then it is quite possible to attain Vaikuntha Loka and go back home, back to Godhead in one life. Om Gyantimirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshururmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitam Sham Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We'll read this translation once again. Everyone can please repeat after me. Dhruva Maharaj attained an exalted position at the age of only 5 or 6 years. After undergoing austerity for 6 months, alas, a great Kshatriya cannot achieve such a position even after undergoing austerities for many, many years. So, this is very clear purport once again by Srila Prabhupada, that in one life we can all go, in this life itself we can all go back home, back to Godhead. So, as we read in the purport that Jad Bharat also had to take 3 lifetimes. So initially, as he was doing his tapasya, but was very affectionate to a deer. And next life he had to take birth as a deer, but being in the form of deer, he remembered all his spiritual devotional service, due to which in next life he took a birth as Jad Bharat. So this is a loud message, I think, by Srila Prabhupada, which he states that in this own life we can all go back home, back to Godhead. So as we all know, there are 9 steps of devotional service which we have to achieve. So which starts with Shraddha, then it goes with, Shraddha, maybe I'll go one step at a time. So here we need to have a strong faith. I think that yes, though anartha nivrutti is a stage which I'll be going through, but this all anarthas can be dissolved by Krishna as well. Those are not more stronger than Krishna. So when we go through, we have to first is Shraddha, so we need to have Shraddha, yes. When I'll do my bhajan kriya, sadhu sangha, bhajan kriya, and then when I'll go further to anartha nivritti, Krishna will dissolve them. So Shraddha, how can we have the Shraddha? So we can see this by a small story which we all know, a story of a cobbler and a brahmana. So when Narad Muni was a traveling preacher, so when he was traveling, he went to a cobbler, and the cobbler said, "Oh Narad Muni, Hare Krishna. So I hope you will be going back home to Vaikuntha Lokha. So can you just ask, Krishna, what is he doing? Can you just tell us?" So he says, yes, and can you just ask him when I'll go at his abode, when I'll go to Vaikuntha? So Narad Muni says, yes, I'll see and I'll come back. I'll get the message for you. And then Narad Muni goes ahead. He sees a Brahmana who was worshipping, doing his pujari. So Brahmana says, Hare Krishna, Narad Muni. So welcome. And then he says, can you please, as you will be going to Vaikuntha, can you just see what is Krishna, the Lord, is doing in his abode? And can you just ask one question for me? So Narad Muni says, yes, definitely, why not? So he asks, can you just ask him, when will I come to Vaikuntha? So Narad Muni says, yes, I will ask, and yes, see you later. I'll get back to you. So Narad Muni goes back to Vaikuntha, and then he tells Krishna, oh Krishna, while I was coming to Vaikuntha, I saw 2 devotees of yours. One was a cobbler, and he just wanted to ask, what are you doing? And he wanted to know when he'll come back to you. So Krishna says, okay, when you go down, to both of them, you should tell that I am passing an elephant by the last hole of a needle. So Narad Muni says, okay. And then then Narad Muni asked Krishna, and they were asking when I can come to Vaikuntha. So Krishna says, okay, first you go with this answer and we'll see who comes the first. So then Narad Muni goes down again, and the cobbler sees Narad Muni coming. So Narad Muni, the cobbler says, Hare Krishna, Narad Muni. So I hope you got the answer. So he says, yes. So cobbler asks, what was Krishna doing at his home in Vaikuntha? So Narad Muni tells, Krishna was passing an elephant from the hole of a needle. And the cobbler, after hearing this, he starts dancing in ecstasy. He thinks if Krishna can, from a small seed, if he can grow a big banyan tree, then why can't he pass the elephant from the hole of a needle? So he starts dancing in ecstasy, thinking of Krishna. And then Narad Muni goes ahead to a Brahmana, and then Brahmana says, Hare Krishna, Narad Muni. Now, what was Krishna doing in Vaikuntha? Can you tell me what was God doing? So then Narad Muni tells the same, that Krishna was passing an elephant through the hole of a needle. And then Brahmana laughs, and he puts he puts his logic, he puts his intelligence. He says, what is Krishna doing? What is God doing? How is it even possible? And he doesn't believe in this. And then after seeing both of them's reaction, Narad Muni goes back to Vaikuntha and he tells, oh Krishna, I told both of your devotees this pastime of yours. The cobbler believed and he started dancing in ecstasy, wherein the Brahmana, he had put lot of his logic, lot of his intelligence, and he was just thinking, what is Krishna doing, So he couldn't believe. Then Krishna says that, Narada, please go and answer the second question now. So you have to go to cobbler first and you have to tell, he is the first who will come to me. And then you will go and tell Brahmana that he will come. He has to take many births to come to me. So why is this? When Narad Muni asks, then Krishna says that the cobbler has faith in me. He has a strong faith in me that I can do anything. And that's why he believed in this, and that is the reason he started dancing into ecstasy. And the Brahmana, he only had the knowledge, he only had philosophical knowledge, but he didn't have that Shraddha. So from this, we can understand that having the Shraddha is the most important aspect. And if we have belief in our Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, and in Lord, yes, definitely this 9 steps can be achieved by their mercy. So we can see one more story of Shraddha, how Shraddha is very important. So there is a village called Prathishtanpura. So there is a Brahmana who wanted to celebrate Lord Krishna's festival in a grand way. So he wanted to make a lot of paneer sabji, puri, he wanted to make sweet rice. Not only sweet rice, but in sweet rice he wanted to have cashews, all the nuts, almonds, everything. And he wanted to cook this all in a gold vessel, not in a steel vessel. So he had this desire that whatever I do, I should do the best for the Lord. So he was greedy for this service. And he was greedy to serve Krishna in the best way. But unfortunately, when the festival was coming closer, he understood, okay, I cannot do this. Somehow this looks impossible. So the Brahmana goes to a bank of the river and he says, okay, if I cannot do it physically, let me do the Manas Puja. So he goes at the bank of the river, he sits, and while doing the Manas Puja, he imagines this, that Krishna is there. I am serving him with lot of love, and I cooked for Krishna in the gold vessels, and I cooked sweet rice, I cooked paneer, I cooked puri with lot of butter, ghee, and this sweet rice is having lot of cashews, almonds and everything. And while imagining this, he said, okay, now everything has been prepared, but let me take a chance to put a finger of mine to check if it's not too hot. The sweet rice is not too hot for Krishna, otherwise his tongue will burn. So he puts the finger in the sweet rice and suddenly he jumps off. Now, this is in the imagination he is doing, but Krishna sitting in the Vaikuntha, he was observing this. And Krishna starts laughing suddenly. And then Lakshmi ji asks, what's happening, Krishna? Why are you laughing? Then Krishna says, sorry, that there is a devotee of mine who couldn't physically do the seva, but by mind he was worshipping me so much, with the consciousness he was worshipping me so much, that he put the finger, Krishna tells the whole pastime to Lakshmi ji. And he put the finger and his finger got burnt and he jumps, suddenly. He becomes awake, he becomes out of the Manas Puja. So then Lakshmi ji says, oh Krishna, such a nice devotee of yours who is having this consciousness, he's worshipping you with his consciousness, why don't you, and he's having such a strong desire to serve you, why don't you, take him back to Vaikuntha, because you like your devotees who serve you the most. Then Krishna says, yes, you are right. And then Krishna goes to the Brahmana and he takes him to the Vaikuntha. So in short, we also need some recommendation. So Brahmana got the recommendation from Lakshmi ji because Lakshmi ji saw it that he was serving Krishna in the Manas Puja. So similarly, if we serve with our wholeheartedly, with Shri Prahlad Narsimhadev Bhagavan ki, if we serve the Lordships, and as Radharani being the emblem of service, in the mood of service, then she is the one who will definitely recommend us to Krishna. And if she recommends to Krishna, then Krishna cannot deny us. So this is one of the story which helps us to understand that because in not everyone, I don't know, but yes, there will be some time where we cannot physically serve Krishna, but we will have to serve Krishna with our thoughts. If we can serve, so this is one of the pastime I heard which took place in India, ISKCON Chowpatty. So there was one devotee who was deceased with cancer, and it was the last stage. And he couldn't worship Krishna, and he was on the bed, and he couldn't worship, he couldn't do any service, but he was doing lot of Manas Puja. And due to which, his Manas Puja, somehow Krishna provided intellectual to all the devotees besides around him, that when he was about to leave the body, they all came together. They holded the poster of Radha Krishna, some was playing Kirtan, and his guru was on a video call with him. So the Manas Puja is very important, that is the consciousness is also very important, which can help us to grow. Second is Sadhu Sangha and Bhajan Kriya under the guidance of Guru. So here we can compare that Hiranyakashipu and Dhruva Maharaj. So Hiranyakashipu didn't accept his guru's order and he cheated, and he wanted to do the tapasya for himself. So he was he wanted to become the king of all the kingdoms, all the planets. So he was self-motivated. But wherein Dhruva Maharaj, though he was in mood of revenge and he wanted to achieve the kingdom more higher than his grandfather, great-grandfather, not only his father, but not great-grandfather, but great-grandfather. So that is more than, I think, Brahmaji, he wanted the kingdom, he wanted to rule, he wanted to take the revenge. But while he was going to the forest, initially Narad Muni tested him by saying, why you are to go, you are such a small age and all. But he was very strict, I want to go, I want to achieve this, though it was in mood of revenge. But later on, with instructions of Guru, he went and did the tapasya under the guidance of his Guru for 5 to 6 6 years, at the age of 5 to 6 years, and austerity for 6 months, he could achieve Krishna. So, under the guidance of Guru and Vaishnavas, we can definitely achieve the goal that is we are heading towards, that is Krishna Prema, I think. So, we can definitely achieve this. So, Srila Prabhupada says that Guru's guidance and the association of Vaishnavas is vital. Otherwise, it is just a hallucination. So if we don't take the shelter of Guru's guidance and Vaishnavas association, we would just be in some kind of bubble. So we need to have a humility to be in the company of devotees, and we need to have accountability towards our Guru. So if we take the accountability towards our Guru, if we take the responsibility, we won't be left alone. And similarly, we can also see, for an example, if there is a kite, the boys, when they play the kite has a thread, and the thread is controlled by a spool, and a spool is controlled by a boy. So similar, it's not that kite wanted to fly anywhere and it goes off and the boy leaves and it keeps flying. No. Similarly, being accountable towards Guru or being in guidance of Vaishnavas is nothing but they taking control over us. And we being in control of them is the best thing, I think. Because they will be right, what's wrong, where to go, why to go, how to go. Our Guru and all the senior Vaishnavas, they definitely are like the spool. They can control us, and with they having control over us, we would be into the association of devotees, and we would be able to, this will help us to grow slowly, slowly, slowly. And if we don't accept the Guru, then what will happen? So if we see Dhritarashtra, he had Vidura, the most successful Guru, I can say. But when Vidura told Dhritarashtra that, why you want to do all this, stop your sons. Then Dhritarashtra said, no, if this is in the destiny, who am I? I cannot stop it. So then Vidura said, oh, you stop blaming destiny. Destiny is what you get from your past life. And currently whatever you do, whatever karmas you do in this life is going to make the journey further. So you can stop it. But then Dhritarashtra never wanted to accept it. And then he said, but you know what, Vidura, I agree to all this, but when we are surrounded by good devotees, good people like you, Pitama Bhishma, what wrong can happen to us? So let, my sons, let them do whatever they want to do. So this is where, I think this is called as Hriday this is called weakness of heart. Hriday Daurabhyam, it is called. So weakness of heart, wherein we don't accept the instructions of gurus, and we give the reason or excuses that, we being conditioned, we have anarthas, we are still in anartha nivrutti. So this weakness of heart won't also help us to grow, and it will definitely make us fall down like it happened with Dhritarashtra, because he later made Shakuni as his guru and he followed Shakuni. Whatever Shakuni said, he followed him. So he left the good guru, that is Vidura, and he followed the Shakuni who made him fall down completely. So this shows that we have we Shastras, we have ideal gurus, we have perfect devotees around us, the Vaishnavas. So if we follow them, we would be able to slowly grow towards our spiritual path. Also, if we compare, when Dhruva Maharaj, when he did tapasya, later on came in front of him, he was in tears, and he came in front of him he was in tears and he started praying to Srila Prabhupada. At the age of 70, he went out of India, he preached in Western countries and he shook the whole world and he made dance everyone. So, wherein Dhritarashtra, he was still stuck, and today also we can see many old people, we do something wrong things, they'll poke, hey, this is mine, you are, spoiling it, don't do this, don't do that, because they are still in me and mine, wherein it's the time wherein we should come out of this and serve not like Srila Prabhupada, but definitely what Srila Prabhupada gave us, we can try to imbibe it. So we can see that we enjoy or we relish in Krishna consciousness by serving. But when we enjoy the material world, it's equal to exploitation. Also, we can see this for, like Srila Prabhupada said, that the material world is like, I want to eat you, you eat me. That's the propensity in the material world. And then we see to achieve something, materialistic people, they go to demigods. Wherein Dhruva Maharaj, he went to Lord Vishnu. So when we go to we go to demigods to achieve something, we have to do a lot of tapasya. Like Hiranyakashipu had to do it for 100 celestial years, wherein Dhruva Maharaj just had to do it for 6 months, because he went to Vishnu and Hiranyakashipu went to demigod. Also, when someone worships demigod, there is a competition. So if you see in India, there is Ganpati, or nowadays it's Navratri. So they will show who does the best worship of Ganpati. So initially it was only 10 people coming together and doing this Ganpati puja. But nowadays they put so big speakers. Initially they play only one Ganpati Aarti and later all it is all nonsense Bollywood songs. But they have a competition in this. Who has the higher sound of that speakers, So all this competition is there. And then initially it was small, Ganpati which were worshipped. Now they make big Ganpatis and they will show, oh, we have the tallest Ganpati. They will say, we have the tallest Ganpati. So this is when we worship demigods, there is a competition. So we can see this from Ravana as well. So when he was going to a bank of river to worship the Shiva Linga, he went and he started worshipping, and there was water flowing on the bank of the river, and suddenly the water flowing stopped. And then Ravana was, who is this? Who is more powerful than me, stopping water? Then he tells his ministers that go and see who is stopping this water. Such nice water was flowing. The ministers go and they see that there was Kartikeya Arjuna who was, who was enjoying with his ladies, and he wanted to show them that, see, I have a power, I can stop water. And he stopped the water. Then the ministers of Ravana tell him, hey, why are you stopping the water? Our Ravan king, the king is worshipping Shivlinga, and this is, some disturbance for him. Then Kartikeya Arjuna minister said, oh, see, our king is enjoying, so he'll do whatever he wants to. And they started fighting with each other, and the ministers of Ravana were knocked off. And then Ravana comes, okay, let me see who is more powerful than me. And they both started fighting, but ultimately, Kartikeya Arjuna was also a great devotee of Shivji, and Ravana was also a great devotee of Shivji. So when we worship demigods, there is tug of war or there is competition. But on the opposite side, Dhruva Maharaj, when he did tapasya, he completely, out of revenge mode, he was completely into humbleness. And same as the devotees of Krishna who worship them. Because Krishna purifies the heart. And then he He's definitely the one who provides everything, and He definitely gives everything to us, but before that, He purifies us. So there is no competition, but there is more of compassion, there is more of humble, there is more of love, share, care. Wherein, as we discussed, when we worship demigods, there is lot of uh, competition. Also, as time is a consideration, also, I think, as Srila Prabhupada stated, that in this one life, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur also mentioned, yes, his all disciples can go back home, back to Godhead in this one life. So, time is one of the uh, aspect mentioned in this purport. So, we can see from many examples, like Parikshit Maharaj, when he went to Sukadev Goswami, he was bit of into anxiety, like, I have only 7 days, will I be able to achieve the Godhead? And then Sukadev Goswami understood the anxiety, and then he gave the example of Khatwang Maharaj, who was in the who was fighting with the demons, from the side of demigods. And the demigod, after killing the demons, the demigods were happy on Khatwang Maharaj, and they asked Khatwang Maharaj that, please ask whatever you want. We are happy. We are pleased by your help to us. So Khatwang Maharaj said, I don't want any boon, as he was a pure devotee. And he said, can you check the Panchang? So Panchang is the astrological calendar, I would say, I think. So in that, can you check when am I, how much life is left of mine? And then the demigods see the Panchang and they tell him that, unfortunately, we are sorry, but it's only one muhurta which is left. So I think one muhurta is 48 minutes, but around 1 hour, I think. Sorry. So that's the only time you have now. So Khatwang Maharaj, after hearing this, he immediately comes down to earth, goes into his palace, goes into altar room, takes the bead bag and starts chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So even Khatwang Maharaj achieved it in 48 minutes. So Parikshit, what about you? You have 7 days. So why can't you achieve? So this is one of the secret, I would say, or the most confidence giving point, I think, over here, that the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the one, 7 days Parikshit Maharaj heard Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and he went back home, back to Godhead. So definitely the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the same Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam which we have, if we surrender unto Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and if we have faith in our Guru, then we can also definitely go back home, back to Godhead. So the last line which Srila Prabhupada said, that one simply has to become as serious and sincere as Dhruva Maharaj. So I would just like to differentiate this. So there is one is strict, the another is serious, and the third one is sincere. So what is meaning of strict? So strict means one who sticks to his vows taken without any compromise, like a line drawn on a stone. So for this strictness, we have example of Raghunath Das Goswami and our other Goswamis who had taken a vow that they will do Govardhan Parikrama once every day. And later on, when Raghunath Das Goswami, when he went to Jagannath Puri, that time when he was at Simhadwara, he used to collect, initially he used to take money from his father and he used to purchase the grocery and he used to live his life. Later on, he started standing at Simhadwar and he used to start begging. And whatever money he used to get, he used to cook and he used to have prasadam. But later on, he thought this is Vaishyavritti. So he stopped taking money and he started asking for prasadam. But later on, he stopped begging also. And he started going to a place where the prasadam is thrown for the cows. And he used to take that prasadam, he used to wash it, he used to put some salt, and he used to eat. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so pleased with his renunciation that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he said, "Hey Raghunath, what is that you are having, the aesthetic food?" And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also took that prasadam and had it. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was pleased with his renunciation, but this renunciation came when he strictly followed the vows which they had taken. But sometimes there is one funny vow which is called as a monkey vow. So what happens is the monkey takes a vow that tomorrow is Ekadashi, so I will fast from everything. I'll do a Nirjala Ekadashi. And he goes and then he tells hundreds of monkeys, tomorrow I'm doing Nirjala Ekadashi, tomorrow I'm doing a Nirjala Ekadashi. Then every monkey is like, oh nice, tomorrow you are doing Ekadashi. Nirjala that too. But then one monkey says, hey, what if you become very weak on Dwadashi and you cannot pluck the fruits? Then this monkey thinks, yeah, he's speaking right. So let me pluck the fruits and keep ready for tomorrow. So he plucks the fruits and keeps it ready. And then the another monkey says, hey, what if you become so weak because of this Nirjala that you cannot cut them? So then this monkey thinks, yeah, this can also happen because I'm doing Nirjala Ekadashi. So he cuts the fruits and keep them ready. So next day I can just eat it. And then the third monkey says, hey, what if you cannot eat them? You cannot put them in the mouth. So he says, okay, yeah, this is also true. The third monkey says, what if you get unconscious, before breaking the fast? So then this monkey, what does he do? He takes the fruits and keep it in the mouth. So if, this is not Ekadashi. Once one keeps the fruit in the mouth, there is no way that he can stop chewing. So it is said that whatever austerity we do, we shouldn't boast it or we shouldn't tell it. Otherwise we don't get the fruit or we can't achieve what we want to. So sometimes we also know that we sometimes think, okay, now Karthik is approaching. So yes, let me chant more, at least 64 rounds every day. But then some devotee comes, someone comes in, then we say, okay, today we have seva, so let's do it 32. Then we come to 32. And then something more happens, then we are like, okay, let me do 25. But end of the day, we barely could finish 16 rounds. That is what happens. So after this, many times we also feel, okay, Bhishma Panchak is there. So few devotees say, okay, I'll do Bhishma Panchak. With this, what will happen is, I will I will lose my weight. And also, if Krishna, pleasing Krishna or purifying the self becomes the second goal, but the first becomes is, okay, let me become, weight loss. This is a nice session to lose the weight in Bhishma Panchak. But yes, definitely the weight would be, we will lose the weight, but ultimately the goal of doing Bhishma Panchak, we won't achieve that. So our consciousness is also the most important aspect. So what is serious devotee? The second here, what Srila Prabhupada said. So serious devotee means even when there are temptation, distractions, calamities, he doesn't turn back from his resolution to surrender to Krishna. So he is a serious devotee. For example, we have Haridas Thakur, where he didn't bend down to the temptation. Like for an example, if aluminum, if it is shackled around, it will bend. But iron, it won't. Similarly, Srila Haridas Thakur, he had a temptation of a prostitute coming in, but he never got tempted with it. And he kept doing his sadhana. Wherein Ajamil got the temptation and he started associating with Ajamala and he left his the Brahmanical, all the stuff he's left, and he started being with the prostitute. So this is one aspect of becoming weak-hearted. Also, Shukadev Goswami had the distraction by the ladies, seeing the ladies bathing. But Sukdev Goswami didn't get distracted, wherein Shaubari Muni, he got distracted by seeing the ladies bathing. Prahlad Maharaj had the calamities, lot of calamities. There are more of temptation and distractions. So if we are serious and if we don't bend in front of these temptations, we would be able to achieve this goal. And the last is, and there is one sentence which says, casual devotee becomes the casualty of Maya. So if we become casual, if we are not strict, serious, we become casual. And if we are casual, we become casualty of Maya. We fall prey of Maya. And the third is sincere. So what is sincere? One who has no material motives, no envy, no malice towards other living entities, and takes responsibility for his own suffering. So the devotees who have no external agenda and have a pure thought that I have only one goal, that I want to please my Guru, and no external agendas. Like if you go to India in airport, once you go down, there will be lot of auto rickshaw, guys coming in. Hey, sir, come. I'll take your bag. I'll take all your luggage to the rickshaw. You come, sit. I'll take you wherever you want to go. I'll take you. He speaks so politely, so sweetly. Why? Because he has an external agenda that I'll be taking off money from him now. So a devotee who is sincere, he doesn't have any external motives. And he has only the pure goal, that is, I want to please my Guru. And second, he takes the responsibility for his own suffering. So like a Gajendra, when he was suffering, when he started praying, he looked up and he said, oh, I'm suffering because of my karma. He never blamed anyone like crocodile or Krishna. And because of he taking the responsibility of his suffering, Krishna was very pleased. And that is the reason Krishna came to save him. So if we take responsibility of our sufferings or whatever pain we go through, then Krishna will be definitely happy, because we are not blaming anyone. So a sincere devotee also we can see with an example of Kardama Muni. Though he had a desire to marry, but he came with this desire to Lord Vishnu. And he told to Vishnu that, Vishnu, I have this desire, but I have this desire to fulfill because my fathers want me to become a Prajapati. He wants me to give birth to a child. But at the same time, he told Vishnu, but now you are the one who should select a girl for me. I am not the one who is going to select, because he was smart. If something goes wrong, it is Krishna because of you happened. So he came with this desire to Krishna that yes, I have desire, but you are the ultimately one who has to look a girl for me. And then Vishnu said that right after 3 days, the daughter of Swayambhu Manu, Devahuti, will get married to you. And then even after getting married, before getting married, he goes to Swayambhu Manu and tells, see, I'm marrying your daughter, but once I give birth to a child, I'll go to the forest because I want to achieve Krishna Prem. So this is his sincerity, which shows that in spite having a desire, but the ultimate goal was he wants to achieve Krishna Prem or going back home, back to Godhead. So our desires are, even if we have desires, like Dhruva Maharaj had revenge, he got purified by chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya under the directions of his gurus. Similarly, we might have desires, but yes, under the direction of Guru and the Vaishnavas, and being sincere towards Vishnu, that yes, Krishna or Narsimha Bhagwan, I have this in my heart. Please accept me as I am, because I am trying to take shelter at your lotus feet. And he is the one who will definitely purify this desire and give us. So Krishna can fulfill everything and anything and everything. There is nothing impossible for him. So with this, I will stop here. Also, as it's Ekadashi and secondly, it's Vijayadashmi. So I'll just end with one small story, wherein after Ramji coming back to Ayodhya after winning the war, his mother Kausalya asked him, "Oh Ram, so you killed the Ravana?" So Ram said, "No, I didn't kill Ravana." Then, but she said, "You killed Ravana and then you came as a victorious king, right?" He said, "I killed Ravana," Ramji said. So Kausalya got confused. You said first that I didn't kill Ravana, and second you said I killed Ravana. Then Ramji laughed and he said that Ravana's eye itself killed him. So on this day, I, me, mine, his eye only killed Ravana. Similarly, we can also, on this auspicious day of Ekadashi, we can also try to kill our I, me, mine in the heart, and yes, take the benefit of this wonderful occasion of Ekadashi. And also being the Madhvacharya appearance day, we can pray unto him because he was the youngest, like on the 11th year he took the sannyas and he was being made a head of a mutt. And he did many miracles with his sannyas. So praying unto Madhvacharya, and I will stop here. If any mistakes, I would ask for forgiveness again. And if any comments or questions, please let me know. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for this very well-prepared class. I had this question. When you spoke about austerity, you said it's better to keep for oneself to keep the power of the austerity. But I was thinking, what if we have like a confidential person, like a friend, and I had the feeling, okay, like on the contrary, like sharing this vow may help to reach some accountability, because we tell somebody and then he may help us or encourage even. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think we can present this in a different way. Instead of saying that I am doing this vow, I might say, okay, can we do this? Like for an example, reading a book every day. So if I want someone's support, and if I feel, okay, he is my best friend, I can go to him. And we both can do this because he's a good reader and he can help me to read. So we need someone who can pull us out of something. So here, this is a negative point of I cannot read, but he is the one who reads every day and he is the one who can pull me out of this. Then we can say, okay, can we read this every day? As Karthik is approaching, can we read this every day? And we can make this read every day a very strong statement. And then we don't need to tell anyone else that we both are reading every day, I think. So presenting, how we present is the aspect, I think. Yeah. I hope I answered, but Bhagavad Dharma Prabhu can tell more. He's more senior to me. So. Anything else? Any more questions? Or if Prabhuji would like to speak something. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare. Shri Prabhupada ki, Shri Prahlad Narasimhadev Bhagavan ki, Shri Gaur Nitai ki.